Hi friends, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. If you're new to my channel, head down that way, hit that subscribe button. Please, thank you. Also like my videos, share them with your quilty friends, and don't forget to comment on the replays that you're watching the replays. And actually I have to put I'm watching the replay, but you know. However, I don't have this started yet, so I can't see who's joined yet. Takes a second. I was totally unprepared today. I had to run into my room and get my charger. All right. Hi, Charlotte, Judy, Jill, June. Hello. Hello. It's one of those days when you're like in the mood to do something, but you don't know what, and then you get stuck in like, I don't want to do anything mood. Does that happen? You do it and then you don't want to do it. Like I couldn't get my brain out of so yeah, that's why it's later than normal. But you know, I come on when I come on. I already told you guys that, except for Sundays. Sunday is the only scheduled day in my world. Hi Patty, hi Joyce, hi Maggie. So today I am doing the start of a dime quilt. You've all heard of coin quilts, right? They can be made to look like dollar bills, long-wise, so like 5-inch strips and just dashed all the way in every single row. Or you can do coin quilts, which a 2.5-inch quilt, squares all finished at 2 inches could be like a coin quilt, and or smaller 1.5-inch, and or smaller 1 inch, because 1-inch squares will finish at a 1/2 inch after all the seams are taken out. So with that being said, a 1/2 inch is the size pretty much of a dime. So I am doing a dime quilt. It's a coin quilt my way, a dime. So when it's all finished, it'll probably be like my 10-cent quilt. Just something silly, So, and I'm using all the scraps that are left over from my other mini quilt, which I figured since you guys had seen enough of me making those tiny little mini blocks, I finished it today because I showed you how I was going to row them and then I just needed to stash them. So I finished that. I will show you that in just 2 seconds, but the scraps that are still left over are going to make my dime quilt. So, hi Rowena. Yes, thank you, Jill, for the thumbs up reminder. Hi, Mary. Hi. I am here for a while, but have a huge migraine, so I don't know for long. Oh, sorry. I know what migraines are like. I get them all the time. All right, so let me show you my small country star quilt. It is so absolutely adorable. I'll just hold it right here. Here it is. This is my country stars. And if you can see, the lighting is a lot better today. That is because I went and finally got daylight bulbs. So I actually have nice daylight bulbs. So here it is. Let me bring it up close so you can see all the stars together. And I'll take still photos, obviously, and post them in the group and on Instagram. So it finished at 19.5 inches by 21 inches. So it could be hung this way if I wanted, because this is the 21-inch way. Or it can be hung up and down like this, which is the 19-inch direction right here. So however I hang it is how it's going to get hung. I'm kind of thinking longwise like this. But as you can see on the back, everything is so pressed perfectly that it's hard to even tell where the sashing is because the blocks look solid. So just remember that when you're making quilts like this, that everything comes together, but it'll lay super flat because all the seams are folding into the sashing. So it helps it lay flat. And that's how you get this. And I just put the sashing like the sides and the bottom were already done, so I only had to add the top and the side to finish it off. So that is my country stars. And now we're going to make a dime quilt with the rest, which is these. And now I'm going to use the grunge fabric that I have. And I'm still going to use my little leftover 1-inch squares, which I have this little pile of right here that you can see. And then everything else is chopped down to 1-inch strings. And then I'm going to sew them together and subcut to make it go a little bit faster. But I generally kind of want the orange and the brown to run diagonally through the quilt. So I'm just going to make a bunch of 4 patches, I think, and then decide how I'm going to run it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to make the 4 patches and then lay things out and see how it looks. You know, that way it looks the way I kind of want it to. So kind of like has some sort of pattern going on to it, not just a bunch of tiny little itty bitty squares being sewn together. But yeah, let's see. Hi, Gwen. Yes, it is. It's an awesome, definitely. Thank you guys. Beautiful. Love it. Awesome. Hi, Shirley. Beautiful and cute. Thank you. Too cute. Absolutely love the color. Very warm. Yes, they're the same as my COVID quilt, which is my stuck at home quilt that I did called Cooped Up, which is in the other room. I'd get it, but it's the same bordered. It's the same colors, and it's all the leftover fabrics from it. So hi, Tom. Hi, Paula. I can't really see if you ironed your seams open or to one. They're all pressed towards the sashing inward. So that way it's filled in. I'll bring it up one more time. So if you look, like from the front side, you could see the sashing in between all the blocks. But on the back side, if you look, everything is pressed towards the sashing. So it hides, you don't even know that they're sashing back there. It just looks like the blocks, you know, so it will help it lay super flat. So I made sure that everything went and pressed a certain way so that it stays flat. And that also helped with the nesting of the seams because it is really small and the blocks are put together with open seams, but as soon as the sashing and stuff is added, it doesn't have to stay open. It can get closed. And that's going to be the same with this little dime quilt. It's going to have open seams. There's going to be no sashing, but I'm just going to open and nest everything and or just lay it to one side. I'm not really highly for sure yet how I'm going to do it, but that's pretty much the same idea. I'm just doing coins. And this one will have its own borders and stuff too. Hi, Colleen. Thank you. Hi, Vicky. Going stealth mode. I have to get up at 4 for work. Peace, love, and big quilting, everyone. Okay, Patty. Sweetie, happy New Year. Thank you, Paula. Hi, Janet. That would make a beautiful pillow. It would. I'm going to make it into a wall hanging. I'm trying to I have to move the shelf in here. That blue shelf that's behind the camera on the window wall. I'm going to pull that out and put my new shelf. It's not new. It's new to me, which is the same as the brown ones there because it's a little bit wider and I could fit more like little tubs and stuff. Because now my tubs, I'm having so many of them, they're like just thrown on the floor now. And I don't really want too much on the floor because when I vacuum, I have to pick everything up. When all I really want to do is just vacuum in here and be done with it because I am constantly dragging thread out of here. So I vacuum in here, you know, it gets vacuumed pretty often, but yeah, I don't know. I will figure things out when I figure things out, obviously. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take a strip of my, the colors that the orange and the brown are going to be going somehow diagonally across the quilt. So what I need to do is just hook my pieces like this, and this isn't going to be considered a sashing anymore. This is just to have a lot of it, so it's going to get blended throughout everything equally. But I'm just going to take almost equal sized pieces, and then I'm going to sew them together with scant-ish 1/4 inch seam. And then after they are sewn together, then I'm just going to go and subcut 1-inch segments and then just mix it all up again and then hook those all together. So I'm going to start with strips, and then I still have this little pile of 1-inch squares that I'll sew separately. So that way everything goes together. Let me make sure that this is my nice scant 1/4 inch the whole entire time. And my stitch length is like a 1.8. So it's really, really small because I will be subcutting. And I'm just going to veer off the ends so that I can continually add pieces. And I'm just going to like mix the colors up. That's not the same size, but we're just going to add it anyway, because I'm just going to cut off the ends and all those will just become singles for when I add more pieces together. So again, I'm just sewing 1-inch strips with a scant 1/4 inch seam. And I have pieces of cutting stuck to these. And I'm just going to chain piece a whole ton of them through and then subcut them. And I veer off and try to get a nice selection of mixture when it comes to starting colors, I guess. And I can just work everything out as I go along the way. And when I say veer off, I mean I just kind of flip the fabric so that it veers off. And this one I can just butt up, as well as, I could also butt up, say, one shorter one, and then underneath it put another one. So that way I can use the most of the fabric. So just like that, 2 pieces on one. It should make for a very interesting quilt. That's for sure. I'm just going to keep this up here with me. Sorry, I thought I could watch all but not filling. See you all tomorrow night. Okay, Joyce. Hi, Pam. Feel better. All right, so I'm going to run this half one through, and then I'm going to find another one that fits the rest of it. Ooh, that one will work. Come right almost to the end, butt up that next one. I think the part that'll take forever is going to be the pressing part, because I'm not sure if I want to press all the seams to one side or open. I'm kind of thinking just to go to one side. I mean, they are small. It's not really going to matter, but open, they lay better. I wanted to sew tonight, but I'm enjoying watching you more. Yeah, I've been cutting I cut all these and, the leftover scraps into strips, or strings is technically what they are. And I did the other quilt this morning at like, I don't know, pretty early. It was like 8:30 this morning. I should have gone live, but I didn't, because sometimes I just don't. I should, but I don't. Hey, Michelle. Scott's not here. He's out in the living room laying down. He's tired. What is the width of the strips there? 1 inch. And I'm sewing with a scant 1/4 inch seam. Yep. That way when they're finished little pieces, they'll be the size of a dime. That's why my video for all when I make this is called the dime quilt, because that's the size they will be. That's kind of small. Let's see if this one's about that size. It's a little longer. Guess we'll try this one. I'm really trying to like make the most of these so I have less and less waste. Did the soap thread work in the brother? You know what, Gwen? I actually haven't even turned the brother machine on. I was just so like wanting to do something more with these scraps. So I left it up here, and I will do it when I do it. Not really in the mood to play with that machine right now. Although I still haven't ran it since I cleaned it. So I don't really know if it's going to run any better than it was. It's not like it was having problems, because that machine is usually the cleaner machine of the two. So I'm just like backing all these strips on so that I can use the most of all this. I do have to start using some brown too. Tiffany, do you remember where you got the guard you used for the scant 4-inch? I need to work on the scant. I posted it in the Facebook group, Jill. Somebody asked where I got it, and I posted a link to the Amazon for it. It's kind of long, a little shorter. Nope. Yep. That's even shorter. Oh, so many short ones mixed in here. Ooh, that's perfect. Yeah, it helps me keep it to the edge of the foot instead of lining up with the 1/4-inch. That way I have a scant 1/4-inch every time. It's definitely good to have. Where did you get the magnet you use? I just answered that. Hi, Kim. Welcome everybody that's joining. I'm using the scraps from the other little quilt to make a dime quilt, which is 1-inch strips sewn together. And they finish, they finish the size of a dime, which is very fun. Very, very fun. Something about these mini quilts. I don't know why. I just love mini quilts. How are you guys liking the new lighting? Is it better to see me? May I ask? Thanks for posting. Okay, Patty. Yeah, I made sure that you guys knew. That's okay, Kim, that you dozed off. Hi, Sue Ann. Alrighty. I don't know how many I've done now with the orange, but I do need to start doing some with the brown. Sooner or later. You're brighter. Yes, it's really bright. Good. Glad. Yep, I bought 4 daylight bulbs. 1 for each thing in the light thing. Is there a small one, tiny one, anywhere? Oh, there we go. Trying to get the most of it all. I haven't been counting either. I want to have like an equal amount. This can go with one all by itself. That one's pretty darn long. Oh, that is really long. I'm going to count after I put this one under how many of them are the orange so far. That way I can equally have my brown mixed in. Right there. All right, let me find the beginning of this mess. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's do 20. That should be enough, right? Twenty of them. So 19. We'll just do another one of these. Screw it. Does not have to be an equal of each, just an equal of all. And one more to make 20. We'll just throw one more of these on. That way there's plenty. Is this another border you are making? No, I am making a dime quilt. For those that are just joining, I finished my star quilt, calling it Country Stars, because the fabric totally makes it rustic country, and then it's got stars. So these are the rest of the scraps, and I'm using the brown and the orange as my accents now. So now I'm just going to run 20 of these through. I'm not using the soaked thread in here. For those that are just joining, here is my little finished Country Stars. It's 19 and, excuse me, I had to burp. 19 and a half by 21 inches. Isn't that super adorable? So it came out super adorable and I love it. And it's going to go on the wall once I quilt it. But I want to have both of them done, then I'll quilt both of them at the same time because they're the same fabrics, just different. Like the background color designated for that was the green. And then this one is the brown and the brown and the orange. So we're going to now run 20 of these through, or as many as we can. These are 1-inch string. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I try to do a good job. And I'm just using all the leftover scraps. And I'm just like stacking them on. That could probably be big enough for its own. On here, I'm just like bumping them back to each other. That way I can get the most out of every single one of these pieces of fabric. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sandra. Welcome, everyone. Did I say hi, Mary Jane? Hi, Kay. So, yeah. I am having fun making these. I'm using a scant 1/4 inch because I want to be able to have everything be a little bit, I don't want it to be completely hidden in the seam and make it too chunky, if that makes any sense. So I definitely want to make sure that I have a nice consistent seam throughout the whole entire thing. Consistent seams, plural. And I'm just like, I don't really want to put brown next to brown. So I'll just fill it up. That way I'm not individually cutting these into 1-inch squares, but I will be subcutting all of this. And I could probably sew a bunch together and then cut them, but it'll be every other, and it will not be what I'm trying to accomplish here, because I want to put the squares where the colors tapered, the brown and the orange. So I'm just like bumping all these up to each other. And then I'll subcut everything. That's long enough to have its own. Puts together. This one? Nope. Come on. There's got to be another small one in here somewhere. There was definitely not an equal amount of scraps, I can tell you that. But if it all comes out right, it should look just fine and blended nicely. So, is anybody sewing right now? And if you're sewing, what are you making? Anything fun and exciting? Covered in thread. You guys like my super long sleeves? They cover my hands completely. I keep having to adjust myself. I stole the shirt from Cyrus. It's too short for him in length, but the sleeves were his length, so it's nice to have a teenage son to steal clothes from when I want longer sleeves. It's kind of funny, actually. Vicky is working on a rail fence. Not lying in bed watching me. So, I just stopped crocheting for the night. That's okay. I'm working on a Valentine pillow cover. Is that the name of it, or is it like a Valentine's Day type pillow cover? I was making a sashing for a shirt quilt, and I just made my bed. Now I'm eating angel food cake. It's because it's yummy. Swans and jammies chilling. It's been raining all day. Raining is the best weather, though, isn't it, for quilting? Raining and snowing. Best weather to be in your quilting rooms. Vicky's on the 6th row. Yeah, that's what I said, Sue Ann. Yummy. Just started a new blanket for Kay. Shirley was making a Dresden plate block, now knitting slippers. Oh. Judy started cleaning the sewing room, discovered had too many printed fabrics, and now I need to add to my solids. That's like me. I need to add to my solids too. I don't really have that many anymore, but that's because I can't shop where I liked to for my solids anymore. Now it's just so annoying. That's what it is. I don't know if I'm at 20 yet, but I know I've done quite a bit. Trying to do an equal amount of both, but I will stop and leave quite a few open so that I can add into my little down going thing that I'm trying to accomplish here. Ooh, look at that's perfect size piece right there. If I do say so myself. Gwen's been sick all weekend, but did get a few rows sewn together on her retirement quilt. Fun. Kim loves angel food cake. Yeah, so good. Used to make a lot of them. Gwen, yes, get better, Gwen. I did go get my x-ray today of my wrist, so that's out of the way. Now all I need to do is, tomorrow is my ECG. So they're going to stick a bunch of needles in and electrode test me for nerve issues. Fun, fun. They're doing my whole arm too, not just my hand. That way they can see where in my arm this painful problem of mine is coming from. All right. At like 20 by now. Let's put this on here and then snip them and see where I'm at. Okay, let's lay that there. Bring these back over here and see where I'm at. Why is 20 the magic number, Tiffany? Is that only for the orange and brown? I'm just trying to have an equal amount pre-made mixed with my cuts. That way I'm not cutting one more than one and then have too many if I'm trying to taper it down, if that makes any sense. So now I'm going to snip them apart. Just trying to have a equal amount to start with, because I'm still got to subcut and sew all this stuff together anyway. It's a lot of work going into this. I still have to press it all too. But I think I'm going to actually, maybe I'll press then subcut. I think that might be easier. And excuse me, because I keep getting the hiccups. I ate lots of food. So now I have lots of food hiccup. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and press them all first. So I'll bring up my little pressing thing. I got to plug the iron in though. I'm not sure if I want to press open or to one side though. I think I'm just going to do the one side. I think I already said that though. Looks like an equal amount of both. And I think it's just the flu, but getting a COVID test tomorrow. Okay, well, hopefully it's negative. It was my sister's birthday on Saturday. She bought me a piece home tonight. I'm so glad she made. The cake is so good. Oh, I don't want these little tiny squares under here. Dang it. Don't you guys hate when fabric gets lost under your cutting mats? That tends to happen in here. All right, I'm gonna move all of that over. We're gonna find an iron. Let's plug it in. And I'm just gonna sit here and press and read. All right, sit on. Okay. You miss it. Good. Let's see what's going on. Prayers. You're going to deprive Scott from... He's probably fallen asleep by now. He was on the couch watching a movie. I just said, I'm going live. He's like, okay. I hope that shows something they can fix and hope they feel better. Yes, because it's annoying. Definitely been a problem. Icing, heating, wrapping, the stupid brace on over and over and over all day long. But I'm still going because you know me. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from doing what I love. We'll just bring it all the way up here. And we'll bring the base all the way up here. And put these on this side. Yes, please let us know. All right, well, that is heating up. Whew. Let's see. I'm going to stack these all up to see how many colors I have left now to work with. Lots of browns. I should hook all these browns to some oranges because I really don't want brown sitting next to brown, but whatever happens, happens with this wonderful little quilt that I'm making here. Again, it's just scraps, so it's not like it's anything special or fancy or anything like that. Although it is special to me because I love tiny quilts. When I first started quilting, I never saw myself doing this. And now that I make them, I'm like obsessed with them. And I have so much fun doing it too. It's amazing what things you like when you start doing something and you get hooked to it. I want to just fill my walls with tiny quilts. Okay, that is an oddball piece stuck in here. Yeah, all these browns need to be hooked to oranges, and the rest of these can be hooked to the browns. Not very many left, but I have lots of little squares too to do something with. I could either manually hook them all to one long string, or I can, you know, actually it kind of sounds good, but they're all already 1 inch, so. All right, so this is all I have left to hook to something. Some random oddball scraps in here. Okay, let's press. I guess I'll just press towards my background color on everything. Very carefully, just nudge it. Which one is steam on this one? I forget which one is what because I move from iron to iron all the time. Looks nice and flat to me. Step them up out of the way. That's my background color on the top. Okay, Michelle, we'll be here. Can't hardly wait to get my machine back. Hi, Cheryl. All right. Sometimes it works if you just run your nail across the seam first, so push it all the way back, because this is still hot. This mat right here that I'm working on, it's still hot from steaming that last strip set. So that's definitely good to run your fingers along it first to get it to stay the way you want. And I'm just going to press everything towards my background. Screw trying to open all these seams up, because that's a lot of seams to open, you know. Like a whole lot of seams. It was bad enough I did it with the other tiny blocks. I think I'm pooped from seams. Seam pooped. So I'm I made sure I'm utilizing, so there's 2 different strips on this one strip. So that way everything gets nicely used up. 2 months before it got, took mine in, took 2 months before I got it back. Oh my goodness, that's a long time to wait. That's why I'm glad I fix my own machines. Well, clean them and stuff. And every once in a while I've had to fix a few things on the brother machine and the brother machine before the brother machine. And that one I couldn't even get right because something is seized up at the turning wheel thing, the hand wheel. We could never figure out what it completely was. It's in first year, like cleaning and maintenance. I have a liking sewing embroidery machine, so it has to go in. My subtech guy said he's never been busy. He says the business is just swamped selling machines left and right. Yeah, I could imagine. People are still making masks and doing all sorts of stuff and learning. I mean, remember, I made a video on how to use this machine. It's not the best video in the whole wide world, but it's definitely an easy, quick demo. And yeah, because there's no other video on it. And there's so many people still to this day watching it because they bought it to make masks or to learn how to sew, because it was, I don't know, there's a lot of comments on that video. I'm pretty sure it's one of the quickest selling machines. The easiest to come by is these little brother machines. Tech shop is 3 weeks right now. I had to order a part and the country was shut down. It had to come from Sweden. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's probably why it takes so long. Such tiny little pieces already. I think this is going to take me all night just pressing all these. And the cutting is going to take forever too. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Auntie Anne. Can't wait to find out what a dime quilt is. A dime quilt, like a coin quilt, except smaller. So you guys have seen, and I'll say, because I said this in the beginning, you guys have seen a coin quilt. Some companies have put out coin quilt patterns where it's like strips of 5, from jelly rolls in 5-inch segments. Those are like dollar bill quilts to me. That's what it should have been called. And then there's also the ones where you take 2.5-inch squares and connect them over and over, which finishes you at a 2-inch square. Tons and tons of them in one big, huge quilt. Then there are 1.5-inch ones, and then there are 1-inch ones. These 1-inch ones will finish at a 1/2 inch. Each little tiny square piece will finish at a 1/2 inch. That is the size of a dime. So that is what makes this a dime quilt. Because I didn't want to call it a coin quilt because it's not as big as what they normally call a coin quilt. I guess I can't read and press. It feels like I'm going to burn my fingers. I've got to go. Head hurts way too bad. We'll catch replay. Good night. Okay, Mary, you get better. All of you who are sick and having problems, get better. Where was I? My husband bought me a Genome 6650 for Christmas, and I'm loving it. It's a big step up from my little Walmart brother loving it. Ooh, awesome. Great Christmas present. Awesome, cool. Wow, that's a ton of work. You're so yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of work. But I already finished my other mini quilt, so technically it's not too much work. This one will just be connecting all these together, and then the layout is what I'm really carefully trying to make sure I pay attention to, because I want my colors to make their way nicely down the quilt. And it's just going to be a wall hanging again. And I'm pretty sure it'll probably be about the same size as the other one, honestly. And I'll hold that up in a second. Let me just press this. So I'm just using my fingers to kind of open them a little bit. You can heat the seam up to press it back, or you can press everything open. I'm not going to bother. Not this quilt. This one will be a little bit more easier. I'm just stacking them out of the way. Like I said, this is going to take forever. I could have read the description instead of jumping right into the chat, but honestly, who actually reads the instructions? Yep. It's just a little coin quilt I'm making. It's fine if you jump right into the videos. But yeah, these little pieces will be about the size of a dime. Making it the dime quilt. And plus now I'm naming my videos. You guys already know this. I said I was going to do that. Since I'm naming my videos now, it would be nice to know if you guys wanted to come back and, oh, I liked the dime quilt. Hey, it's easy to find, you know. So now you can find the videos easier by typing in YouTube dime quilt and it will come right up. Hopefully there's not a ton of people doing quilts though, because then you'll have all theirs. Just look for the one by Tiffany's Quilting Life. Just killing my wrist. Getting sleepy, gonna call it a night. Catch you later. Okay, Linda, we'll see you next time. Thank you for coming by. I figured it was gonna be a late night one because I was like totally not on here earlier. But at least all my like super insomniacs will be here, as well as my Pacific Standard Time people, because for you guys it's what, 8:50 or something like that. I don't know what time it is. This thing is wrong, the time on it. I think it's like 10 minutes ahead. It was American made brand. Well, it was way back. It'd be a lot easier to find. Thank you. I like the way you have your videos organized. It's nice. Well, I do have to take the time and go through every single one of my videos and change the names of all of them. Or I could just leave all those and just make it a fresh start with all my newest videos being named. I don't know. But that's a lot of times, because some of them I have to actually watch my own videos, a bazillion of them, to figure out what I'm doing. Sometimes the description of my videos also say what I'm doing, so I might be able to just go back and pull that. But I know that you guys liked my Insomniac series videos and so on and so forth, so I'm pretty sure keeping those named what they are is whatever. I don't know. Your lives is going to be very helpful. Yes. Some things I don't know what to name though. When I'm like, I'm making another scrap quilt. So what am I going to have, like 70 different scrap quilt videos? Oh, it's kind of funny. Like I have to get creative, I guess, now. I just liked naming them the same thing and putting episode numbers. But for you guys, I'm changing my thing. Changing my ways. Be happy. Doing it all for you. Actually, for me too. That way more people can find my stuff. Find my videos. and find the ones that you liked the most. I used to name them all when I started, and then I got all into that everything else. But So Sundays are the ones that'll always say So Sunday, but So Sundays always said a different, every one. It doesn't, they're not episodes. It says the date and like a sew in chat, or it just says whatever. And if it's a new pattern, I usually write that, but I haven't done new patterns in a while because I've been so busy trying to finish up all sorts of stuff. I actually have a bunch of jobs I need to get done too, but I'm a little behind in the job department. Not getting everything I should be getting done. But I'm waiting on fabric orders on one, and actually on two. And the other one I got to go shopping for because I couldn't find the colors that I needed to get. So custom quilts are, when they're start to finish like I do, sometimes they have to wait a long time. And then I have long arm jobs coming in this week. Just keeping myself busy. I have a quilt out there ready to go on the long arm. I just haven't done it yet because it's cold outside. It's like it's either too hot or it's too cold. I don't know. But I'll load it. I don't really know what I want to quilt on it though. That's my problem, I think. It's just one of mine. It's the Carpenter's Wheel or Carpenter's Star, whatever you guys want to call that one. All right. 11 p.m., 10 p.m. Late for you guys, only 9 for Sue Ann. How do you like coming on daily? I mean, some days I kind of want to just like stay in bed. But then I'm thinking to myself, the only way I'm going to get that whole subscriber thing to change and more views and up my daily amount of, which is nothing. I mean, the amount of money that can be made on YouTube for small YouTubers, you know, the only way I'm going to up any of that is to come on all the time. But then I don't want the people who do watch me every single day to get tired of seeing me every single day. I mean, sometimes people can only have enough of me. And then you got to take a break. You know? Only I can have enough of me, and then I have to take a break. But I don't know. I'm liking it. It's keeping me busy, and it's keeping me doing something, at least something every day. And Scott told me if I didn't feel like sewing on this whole daily thing, that I can just go ahead and do questions and answers or just chit chat, which is what I do anyway. And for those that know me more than just on YouTube videos, you guys know that I'm a chatter. I talk a lot. I'm a chat box. Lots of talking from me. So, I mean, I'm liking it. Gives me something to do, something to look forward to. Keeps me busy. I get a lot done, which is positive. 5 minutes to 10 here. New year, new format. I'm doing homework at the start of the new semester. Going back and updating is like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to go back, but I should. I've been told I should go rename all my videos, but then I'm thinking to myself, why? I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can handle that being on a computer for long periods of time. Because remember, I told you guys TVs and computers hurt my eyes, so I can only do so much of it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Could you still leave the date on your videos too, please? The date should be on every video. Like, it'll say 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, blah, 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 stuff like that on every video, or it'll say 1 day ago, or so on and so forth. And then usually in the description, when you open the description box, it'll have a date. It's usually already there. So it'll say this video streamed on, say, 11/15/20, or this video streamed on whatever. The So Sundays do get dated in the description or in the title of the videos. But it's usually in the description of the videos as well. At least that's how YouTube does it and how I see it and how others see it. So it should still be in there. Scrap quilt 1, scrap quilt 2, 3, etc. This is number 2 from the same scraps. For those that are just joining, give me a second and I will show you the Country Stars little mini quilt. It turned out so super adorable. I'm very pleased with my results. And these are the leftovers that because I decided to stop on that when it got so big. These are the leftovers, and I didn't want these going to waste either, so I decided it was time for a dime quilt. Since I have it all, there was no sense in putting any of it away, because then it would just sit in a box for a long, long time. So I'm going to use it all up now. The rest of it, everything. So here's my Country Stars. All done. So cute, right? Super adorable. They're so, so tiny. So very, very, very tiny. Focus, you stupid thing. Focus. There we go. So I showed you guys the layout yesterday, how I was going to lay it out. So the only thing I had to add today was this sashing and this sashing. And then I added another 1.5 inch border and then a 2-inch border. And it worked out perfect. So just imagine those little squares in there, the littlest, smallest ones. That's what this is all those little squares. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Charisse. Hello, Tiffany Groff friends. You keep us company. Awesome. I'm glad. Nobody's going to get tired of watching you, silly girl. Thank you. I like it motivates me to keep plugging away on my own projects. I was excited to see you tonight. Awesome. Oh, well, at least I know you guys aren't tired of me already. I mean, I've been on almost every day since December 1st, minus the first, 3 days, because I had a little MS and cold type thing going on. But I don't want you to burn. If I burn out, you guys will know. And if you don't see me, you'll know just I'm tired. So, but I'm doing my best to do every day. Just know if I'm not here, don't freak out. Just know that maybe I'm in bed or I napped way too long. And with nobody here and nothing to really do besides sitting here all day, and I can't do that all day long because my back hurts and my body will start, hurting, and my legs go numb in this stupid chair. If I'm not here, it's because I fell asleep and I just didn't want to get out of bed. But you'll know that I'll be on in a day or two, so it's not like you'll miss anything. And I'm always on Sundays, whether I'm sick or not. If I'm sick, I'm in my bed chatting with you guys like I've done before, or my little wingback chairs in my bedroom, my little antique chairs that are ugly puke green that I have been wanting to recover for years. I just haven't done it. I should, but I haven't. I haven't found the right fabric for them. Hello, Heather. Real hot day in Queensland today, huh? Well, we just started having super strong winds. Sounds like a tornado, but we don't get tornadoes. Oh, we get those here. Not tornadoes. Well, actually, we've had tornadoes in our area. We get those super duper high heavy winds. Oh man, they get so crazy. It's like a hurricane going on outside without the rain. It's the weirdest thing. It's very crazy. It's like we can't have anything outside because it all blows away. Then the mail, it's hard for the mail to come on a windy day because we've had neighbors from down the street bringing us our mail because it's blown out of the box. The box will blow open and the mail just goes flying. It's a good thing those neighbors are neighborly enough to bring it to the people that it goes to when that happens. But yeah, we get it so bad we have to, hide the trash cans and put those away. And clean up everything in the yard, like chairs and stuff like that, because those all blow away too. You'll find trampolines going from yard to yard on a windy day here. They just swoop right up and fly out the yard. If you don't have it hooked down some way or another, whew, you'll lose your trampoline. Ours is tied down to our fence, so we can't lose it. Heather, hot. It's winter here, freezing, USA. Yep, she's below the equator, so it's warm right now. Looks great. Oh, so quaint and pretty. Pretty, tiny, and cute. Can be safe, scared when the wind is so high, you never know. Yeah. Hi, Jim. I'm saying hi to Jim. Thank you guys. It turned out pretty amazing. I can't wait to quilt it, but I want to do this first and then I'll quilt them both at the same time. Probably just load a backing fabric on the long arm and quilt them both really small quilting with rulers or try to like do some micro quilting of some sort. That might hurt my wrist, but maybe by the time I finish this and get them both to quilted state, maybe by then I'll have my wrist fixed and then I can micro quilt. We will see. Do you get dust storms in AZ, don't you? Yes, we get severe dust storms, really bad. Yes, it gets pretty crazy around here. Hi, Bernie. Yeah, we get sandstorms, dust storms. We get all sorts of weirdness. We get, it's like a tornado, but it's a dust devil. You guys all have seen dust devils. We get dust devils that are like a tornado. It picks up so much dirt and so much debris and so much dust, especially on trash day. Oh my God, it's horrible on trash day. If it's a windy day on trash day, this town is a disaster. But it'll create this big, huge thing that looks, it's clear skies, and all of a sudden you'll just get big, huge brown dirt devil just spinning so fast, and it'll hit the house and cause all the windows to sound like they're cracking and shaking really bad. It gets bad. It's not an everyday occurrence. Wind is an everyday occurrence, but when we get those super dust devils that randomly develop, oh my goodness, just stay out of the way. It can pick up a car. That's how bad those dust devils get, and that's saying a lot. Exactly like it is right now. Yeah, well, be safe. Don't go outside, stay in the house, make sure your windows are closed. And if anybody's wondering that just joined, no, Scotty is not in here to do the ironing because he's most likely sleeping on the couch in his bed, which is the couch. I told him a little while ago I was coming on. He said okay. Lots of steam. All right, they are all finally pressed. Now to subcut. I'll just lay that right there behind me. Turn that off because I don't need it right now. Micro quilt. Can't wait for that one. It's a little hard. I don't have well, my handles are supposed to adjust for micro quilting, but it's very, very uncomfortable for me. Very uncomfortable. They make these little like ball things that I can hook to my handles. It's a little ball to hold, which would probably make it easier, but I don't have them and I'm not going to buy them right now. No, I'm not really caring. But because I can small quilt with my handlebars the way they are, you know. But I haven't I don't stick with the micro quilting every time I do it because it's tedious. It's so small and so hard to do that I end up just quilting regular stuff. So I lost my trampoline last winter. Windy storm blew it over our fence. Yeah, they blow pretty far around here. Feeling pretty bad tonight. Brennan and I drove over 6 hours to the doctor's. Feel like I've been beat with a bat. Yeah, I feel you there. When sitting hard for that long, that was so annoying. I hate I love riding a car, but I hate long car rides. I get so tired and I have to stop and stretch and, oh yeah. Anyways, I'm going to subcut these now to 1 inch. 1 inch. And just cut away. Just keep cutting until I can't cut no more. That way I have little units that look like that. Just like any 4-patch, you know, I'm just doing it this way. And I'm going to mix them all up and just put them together. And that's not going to be an inch worth. That sucks. I'll throw that in the garbage. I'm kind of lining up my ruler with the center, lining up a line with the center line, as well as my sides as I cut my little 1 inch sections. And the reason why I'm cutting to 1 inch is because my strips were 1 inch to start. I cut right here on this edge. That's garbage. I'm not really wasting much. Everything should get used up. I should probably stack multiples, honestly. Try to get it done faster. So I made that nice pile right there. That's garbage. I try to pull my sleeves up and hope that they stay. I stole this shirt from Cyrus because it was too short for him, but it was plenty long for me. He's just too tall right now. Let's see if I can multi-stack. About right there. I'm not sure how well this is going to work out, but I'm going to try. Stack right there. It's not really going to work out too well because of the fact that these are all different, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so some of these I can keep into 1 inch squares. So that'll be garbage. There's plenty room for a 1 inch square with some of these. So I'm going to just put everything that's savable into the 1 inch square pile, which will get pieced separately later when I'm ready. Awesome. Okay, I saw that. My brother down there has told me about them. Yes. Yes. Did they give you some good news, Teresa? I already know the news, so I'm going to skip past that. But prayers for him. Prayers for Brandon. Everyone, stop talking with the family while watching, listening. Oh, that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to try to pay attention to where and what pieces are landing on the 1 inch line. Oh, that one's cutting it close. Let's see. I mean, I could make that work. Oh, today I can tell you that me and Scott gave Thumper a bath today because he was a pretty stinky kitty. And this time, instead of bathing him in the bathtub, we bathed him in the kitchen sink. And now he is so clean and fluffy. I'm going to wait till he makes his wonderful walk over here because right now he's like right there kind of next to the door. And this is not going to work, having those all stacked like that. I'm just going to have to do these all separately. Man. Let me be right back. I'm going to grab the kitty. Still kind of has some wetness on his head right here. He needs to be pushed again. But he's all fluffy. Fluffy keen kitty, huh? Keen kitty? Huh? Oh, your breath even smells better. Your breath even smells better. He's like, put me down. I don't like this. You guys see that look on his face? He's like, please stop. All right, there you go. But he's clean and he smells better. That's a positive. he's going to run away. So now I just have to singly cut all these because for some strange reason that cutting them stacked is not working. He does smell better, a lot better. Like, it doesn't smell like dirty cat. And there's not enough there. It's tossed. So I'm like making this little lovely pile here, and I'm just going to keep mixing them up. And then I'm going to create like a stack down from the colors of the, I'm not going to waste that, from the brown and from the orange when I start putting them together. Hopefully it'll look okay. I originally was going to draw it up. I literally took a piece of paper and my little art pad and drew a grid. And I was going to draw it up. And then I was like, no, I'll just put it together. That's why it's sitting over here. Because I didn't want to draw it. I decided against the grid. Kitty cat hair found its way into my mouth. Gross. It's very pretty. Yes, he's nice and clean. Pretty kitty. Who else is ill? I'm feeling great. Thank you, Heather, for all the prayers for everyone. That's one big cat. Yes, he's so fluffy. So fluffy. So cute. Kit cat. I'm calling it. I've been fussy cutting hex blocks now. I'm cross-eyed. We'll see you next time. My man cat weighs 20 pounds. Woof, 20 pounds, really? All right. Good night, Sandra. Yeah, he's I think he's 13 pounds, something like that. I think 12 or 13 the last time we weighed him. Somewhere in that range. All right. This is going to take so long. I think this is the longest part right here, is just cutting all this up. And then I'm also cutting the last of these into singles so that I have single squares to work with as well of the brown and the orange when I need to add more. He's just sitting here looking himself now, staring. He's staring at me like, you picked me up, mommy. I'm gonna lick and annoy you. Oop. I'm getting fatigued so bad right here with doing this. My wrist is going to be so mad at me by the end of the night. Wish there was an easier way. There's got to be an easier way. There's always an easier way. Okay. So the general idea is, here, for this, is to take a brown, and then to take another one with a brown, and opposite side them. And then there'll be blocks that are orange with the orange, and those are the blocks that'll be the opposite blocks, and everything else will be the regular blocks. So I'm just going to nest these together and create like a downward stairs of the browns and the oranges. So they're just going to go right sides together, be sewn through. And I guess I'll just press to one side. And then I'll get this. And then I'll do orange, which will be next to it. And then the middle will be these. Hopefully. So I'm just going to make a ton of 4 patches. And I probably could make them all the same, but I don't want to. I want them all mixed up. So That's where this is going to take me so long. Hair gets into everything here too. It isn't really in here because he doesn't come in here unless Scott's in here too. He was only in here because the door is cracked and I'm in here and Scott's asleep. So he needs somebody to bug. He's a bugger kind of cat. He likes to bug people until he gets his way, which is nothing because he's not a lap cat. He doesn't want to be pet. He just wants to annoy us. He's just sitting right there at the door. He has his pillow, he has his little stands. He knows he's not allowed, so he has his quilt and then his pillow on my bed, which has got a quilt on it. He lays on the pillow. He doesn't lay on the quilt. So it keeps his hair from getting everywhere. And then in the living room, we keep blankets over the chairs and the couches so that if he lays on them, which he doesn't really lay on the couch as much, he lays on the rocking chair. That all we have to do is wash them and it comes right out. And then he has his like scratch posts. He has no claws, but he has scratch posts that he lays in because one has a tunnel and the other has like a scoop type thing. So he'll lay in those and those are covered in hair because he has long hair. And then we vacuum every day. So it cleans up the rest of it. It's much easier. My wrists are getting sore. He's got more hair than white pretty, yes. You should lay them next to each other, build some kind of stripes, then cutting them. I already tried that. I don't know. I'll see again in a second. Maybe the ones that are solid pieces like these, I can work into each other and cut them all in one long piece. But we'll see right now because it was still the same. Because I have to watch for the pieced pieces. Or I could just pull those out, I guess, ultimately. Just tower them. Try it again. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Maybe it'll get done. All right. Nicely stacked. And I'll try it again. I can't miss you to run and hide under my lounge chair there. Did you get yours from So Yeah? Get what from So Yeah? Storms coming, thunder, and sounding like a warning for her to hide. Oh, okay. Yeah, snow. And Wednesday I was going shopping that day. I guess not. No, straight from the. Oh, you mean this? We just ordered this on eBay. No, Amazon. I think I told you guys when I bought it, where I bought it. It was on sale. It was like $12.99 or something like that. It was really cheap. Done with my juice and I'm so thirsty. So I have a hairless dog. And the snow to see, that would be nice. You can have it all. It's all yours. It's beautiful, but it's all. All right. Let's see. I guess I can come back and trim the scrap pieces after the fact. Or right now while I'm here, because if I don't, then I'm not going to do it later. And that's exactly 1 inch. Look at that. All right, here we go. See how this works again. Trying to make it work for me the best, but this, like I said, this rotary cutter is not the best. My wrist is not being helped by it at all, honestly. It's still bothersome and annoying, so I don't know what else I could possibly do to make things better besides putting my brace back on. But I don't like to do that while I'm filming because it slows me down, and you guys know me. I'm stubborn and I don't like to slow down. And the reason why I would be slow right now is because I am doing the comments and everything. because Scott's not in here to read for me today. That's going to be too small. That's going to be the right size. Ooh, cut the end off of that. My plan did not work out very well. And one more. I need more variety before I start sewing these darn things together. Yes. Yes, Sue Ann. It was 59 today or something like that here, for those that are talking about it. Oh, we got 44 today. Jude says 38. So it's 44. Jim, that's spring here. Vicky's 24. Kim will be 42. Tomorrow will be warmer. Hi, Deanna. 240. Amazon 212. Okay, I already read that. Did I miss somebody that joined in? Hi, Nita. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that end off and just single cut these again because it seems to be the quicker way and they're not like tipping. That it's not that whole creating a tower thing of these just was not working, but that's okay. I don't mind. Just want to get it done. Get it done. One got twisted as I was cutting. It decided to just not be straight. And that's not enough. How many more? A lot. What happened here? It's a little on the wonky side. That happened. Deanna is Sophia. I'm Blanche. Oh, okay. Oh, Golden Girls. Yep, yep. You had a blank part in my brain because I didn't put two and two together right away. Oh, that's funny. You guys are silly. Silly, I say. So, what's y'all doing right now? I know a lot of you have joined because there's now 55 of you here. That's a lot of you here right now. That's surprising for what's today? Monday? Monday? Yeah, today's Monday. Monday. For a Monday. Because I was just on yesterday for So Sunday. So yeah, today is Monday. What is everybody doing on a Monday? Tomorrow is my thing for my wrist. Today was the x-ray. Tomorrow is the ECG thingy or whatever it's called. Did I say it was an ECG? Yeah, that's what it's called. Oop, that goes there. Where they put electrodes in. They're doing my whole arm. I don't know why he's doing my whole arm. I guess the doctor seems to think whatever's wrong could be stemming from the top of my arm. And since I have MS, it may be something screwy going on with my electrical system because it's just so frying all over the place. Misfiring signals. Maybe that's why my wrist is messed up. I don't think so though. I know what it is. I'm overworking it, causing carpal tunnel. I guess I could start sewing all these brown ones together first because I'm totally 100% almost done. I'm at like the 90% zone here. It's going pretty darn quick once I get through things. I have to keep stopping because it's killing me. Golden girls. Teresa will be Rose. Woohoo! Says Kim. Putting heat on my foot. Spent the whole night icing it. So far now I need a little heat. Connie, hi, question. What kind of channel locks come in the King Quilter? None. Unless you order them separately with it. They don't come with channel locks. The way I can be goofy all the time. Just seeing you on. Hi, Kitty. I am pinning strips together for the last quilt I am making. I am having a lot of pain right here, guys. Give me a second so I just read. I'm making, need to finish my last quilt top, send to quilting. Watching you in my jammies, doing nothing. I clean the house today, got Christmas stuff put away and laundry done, so no sewing today. Oh. Maybe I need to switch to a different rotary cutter or something. I don't know. It's very irritated, and it's starting to reflect on my horrible cutting all of a sudden. Come on, get on there. That pile, that goes in the trash pile. See if I can't just finish all this so I could sew. That's all I need to do. Just finish cutting these, mix them up really good, and then start sewing. That's it. I mean, it's not that far. I got one more strip after this. And I'm seriously be done with all this cutting. Well, except for the orange, because I haven't even started on the orange ones yet. But I don't want the same colors to taper down the quilt. I want them to be different. That's what I get for being picky butt. Oh. I had that done from head to only find that I have electrical blockage in my spine. I've had the head to toe already because I have MS more than once. Because that's how they found out it wasn't in my muscles anymore. My nerves and my muscles are deteriorating, causing my muscles to deteriorate at the same time. So no matter how much working out I do, there's no way I could ever make myself a bodybuilder because I can't build the muscle back up. It's only going to waste away. Yeah, I do. Biofreeze. I have Teresa, you know what it's called because you use the same one. I can't think of the stupid name of the gel. Oh, it smells so good though. I could rub it all over my whole body because it smells so good. And then I have another arthritic cream stuff. I don't want to put anything on though right now. I want to wait till I'm done here and going to bed because it's just going to irritate me more. Once I start sewing, it'll ease up. So if I can get this last piece cut, then I'm good. I'm good to go. Just going to rush through it. I'm pretty quick when I want to be. You could tell it's starting to get shaky though because the pain is making it worse. Oh. For those that just joining, did you guys notice my lighting is different? My lighting is nice and bright. It's almost like it's daytime in here. One more, just one more. Oh, I'm done with the cutting. I'm done with the cutting. Okay. Oh. Fun jokes. Yeah, I have to deal with that. It's normal for them to do the whole arm. Okay, that's normal for them to do the whole arm. Okay. That, yes, yeah, that's gel. It starts with the V or whatever. Yes, that's the gel. Really have to have the channel locks and was hesitant to ordering the magnetic. I need to have to make my thing go very straight to, you know, for the long arm to stay straight. Not really, but I mean, it's up to the person and how you think you are with straight lines and so on and so forth. It's really helpful. Thanks for the most part. It's just my legs that feel numb all the time. That makes me hurt watching. It's so much. Yeah, it's killing me. I'll be right back in like 2 seconds. As soon as I'm finished, I can just go ahead and take. All right. Let's bring all these up here. And as long as every 2 pieces are different, then it should be just fine. That's all I'm looking for, is every 2 pieces to be different. That's why I had to go and chop everything all up. Now I can have this on this side of me. Oops. Now I got the hiccups. Oh, it's prescription gel. The gel that I use, it's prescribed to me. It's due to the action of the cutter. I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's supposed to be ergonomic, but I am not noticing a difference. So if you have carpal tunnel or arthritis, I don't think this cutter really honestly helps any. I didn't buy a left-hand one, so I couldn't tell you if it works on the hand that has no problems, because I have no problems with this wrist. So honestly, I don't know if it's ergonomic. I mean, ask those of you who have had carpal tunnel surgery or take medicine for arthritis. Does it bother you to use the Martelli cutter as much as it's killing my wrist right now? And these little pieces are not going to help because my fingers are starting to swell and go numb. But I'm just going to be very careful and nest these up. I'm glad I did not open seams. I'm glad I did the pressed towards the background color. Gel is prescription. Yes, the gel is prescription only. Carrying it over the counter, but I don't think it's as strong. Ah, yeah, I didn't even know they sold it over the counter. All I'm doing here is just putting these right sides together and making little tiny 4 patches, because that's how this little quilt is going to be put together. It's a dime quilt, so as long as everything lines up the way I want it. I could have just sewn a bunch of strips like this, a bunch of 1-inch strips, of at least 6 in a row, and then once all 6 are in a row, press it nice and square, and then subcut those into 1 inch and just rotate them all around, you know, and mix them all up. But not all my pieces were the same length and strip, so that would have been hard. Plus, I wanted the orange and the brown to taper down the whole entire thing. So whatever size this ends up. Like I said, it's probably going to be the same size as my Country Stars mini blocks quilt. So pain cream the doctor orders. My mom has rheumatoid arthritis and she swears by cold as ice, roll on gel and rinse with hemp. I've tried CBD cream, and I've tried oils. I've tried all sorts of stuff. Nothing is better than just wearing the brace and rotating between heat and ice so far, as well as the lack of movement. If I don't move it, it don't hurt. It's hurting though, because I'm moving it a lot. Hopefully after, I don't know what day I go back, as soon as he gets the results for both of these stupid tests. Hopefully it doesn't pull me from this, because I've been going on every single day. And if my wrist is what stops me from coming here to hang out with you guys and working on things in my quilt room, I'm going to be very mad. If I have like some kind of thing where he needs to do some kind, I'm going to be even more mad. We're hoping it's some simple, easy thing that maybe give me a day or two and I'll be back to normal. I am right-handed though, so it makes it a little bit harder because I am right-handed. Little tiny pieces. Yes, they are. Super small. They're only 1.5 inches. Yep, 1.5. So this is what I'm making. Little tiny itty bitty 4 patches, which is what I made with my other quilts, because those are the centers, are little 4 patches. And I could have kept going with 4 patches from that quilt and just stuck them aside, but for now I'm just doing it this way. So that way I can have an assortment together. It'll look pretty cool when I'm done, I think. Hopefully. It's just a wall hanging. Who cares? It'll be in my room. So, like I said, I want to fill my walls with wall hangings. It's kind of hard to do, though, because I don't really have that much wall space. You know? Not in here, at least. There's so many shelves in the way. Ah, that's what I forgot today was the little hooks for my other wall hanging that fell off the wall. For those that just joined, I'll show you my little tiny Country Stars mini quilt in a second. Let me just roll that through. So if you just joined and didn't know, because yesterday I was working on this, this is my little Country Stars mini quilt. I have to show it several times through the video because I am so proud of my mini quilts. I love them. Every time I do them, they are just absolutely adorable. I'm just going to like totally leave that right there. Move my little paper pad out of the way. It's 19 inches by 19.5 inches by 21 inches. That's what size it turned out. Are you randomly sewing them together or color matching? Randomly. I am pulling random colors. That way, no two, well, there'll be two that'll be the same, but they'll at least be easier for me to mix match around it so that it'll equally blend through the quilt top. So I'm just nesting the seams, and a brown is going on the top and the brown is going on the bottom, just randomly. So that way they're mixed up plenty. They're so small, no pins required. They nest up super easily, like super easily, because they're so small. Oops, that would help if it was going the opposite direction. Does your Juki have speed control? Yep. You guys want to see what it does when it's a turtle? It's not going to stay there. This is, I'm going to floor it as a turtle. Yep. Yep. Okay. If I kept running it as a turtle, I could probably, let's try this. So we're going to stick this under here because it's going so slow. Maybe it'll stay while I put another one together. By the time that's ready, slide another one under. Oops, I might have to pay attention to every once in a while. It wasn't done in time. If I didn't have the stupid thing on my wrist, maybe it would. That's turtle. Or I could just make it be a bunny because that's easier. I'm usually my own speed control. Like I can just make it go super slow myself. See? That's even slower than the turtle. Or I can make it go fast. Sorry, late tonight. How's the squares coming along? Hi, Bonnie. I just showed you. I finished that quilt from yesterday that you guys saw that I was working on the last couple videos. So that's the Country Stars. It is done. I'll show it in a little bit. I'm now working on the dime quilt, which is the same fabrics, but everything is 1 inch. And then when it finishes, they will all be 1/2 inch, which is the size of a dime. Camera. So I'm just oppositing, making tons of 4 patches right now, just oppositing my colors because I sewed them together in strips. And I still have to cut up the orange, but I doubt I'm going to be doing that tonight because my wrist is on fire and it's super painful. So I'm a little bit slower right now than normal because it's killing me and my fingers are going dead, and I'm learning to live with this problem, but I really want it gone soon because it's annoying. Brown is your theme color as the green is in your last one. Brown and orange in this one. Yes, like the green was in the last one. And the green has been chopped up for this one. So it's little squares this time instead of being the sashing and border color. Oh, and flying geese color, because that was also used in the flying geese. But I'm making sure to get the use of every single piece of these scraps. And what I don't use, if there is any left over at all whatsoever, it will be going into my string pile. So either way, it will get used up. But at least there'll be 2 quilts made of the same colors, just a different ground and or sashing color, you know, because everything's different. So it'll have the same style or same look or whatever color-wise, but a totally different style. Because not everything is the same in my world, even if it's made with the same fabrics. Sounds like a car is just sitting out there, but I don't see any lights. I don't know. Unless one of my neighbors just got home late or something. I'm a little slow as how you are constructing this dime quilt. Are you going to use the same measurements as you used for the last mini, or is this a whole new plan? These are all 1 inch squares. So it started out, here's this right here. So it was a 1 inch strip hooked to a 1 inch strip. And you can see I just used up as many strips as I could per strips. So there's a background color, and then my pieces that were left over, the actual colors of the quilt. So the other one is the brown, which is this color. I already cut all the browns up, but it's this brown grunge. So it has some like gray and blue hints to it, but it's a I'm going to alternate when I make all these little 4 patches. I'm going to make a ton of 4 patches, and then of the orange and of the brown, and then the brown ones will go down this way, and then the orange ones will go down, and then the brown ones will go down, and the orange ones will go down until it's all laid out in rows of the colors in 4 patches, which create dimes, because once this is finished, Each block is a 1/2 inch and it's the size of a dime. So that is what I am doing. So same concept, using the tiny little pieces, just only making the 4 patches like I did for the center of the stars. But I'm making them a totally different way because I'm trying to utilize the last of the fabric as best as I can. Hi, Anne. Welcome. Welcome to everybody who's coming in. I have this knee lift for a reason. I'm going to scoop my booty over and use it. So yeah, I'm just making all these. I will press them. And then I will have to chop up all the orange as well and press those. Or put them together, then press them. I just want everything to be a little bit more mixed up, you know, color-wise. That's why I didn't sew the strips together. I didn't take this strip and sew it opposite to this strip, because then I'd have a ton of that combo. You know, this way, having them separate like this, I can just choose whatever combo I want for my little tiny 4 patches. But like I said, in reality, you can take, if you're not bothering with a accent color that you want to taper down like I'm doing, then you can just make like 6 1-inch strips in a row and then subcut them, all tons of different colors, you know, all 1 inch, subcut them into 1-inch strips, and then mix and match all those and sew all those strip units together to make it go a lot faster. I didn't do it that way, but that is okay. But you can if you want to. It probably will go a lot faster. Like I said, I'm doing my own thing here, so got to go. Dill hit a deer. Oh no, June. Ooh. Hopefully in the car. Oh no, be safe. Hopefully that gets situated. That's not always good. So yeah, I'm just making them all 4 patches for now. And then when it comes time to sew the 4 patches, I will start sewing all the 4 patches together into rows. And then, yeah, but I'm going to lay it out first on my table. Just like I did with the other one, except these are a little on the smaller side. Definitely a lot tinier pieces to lay out fully, but I'm going to do it because I have to with the way I want my colors to land. Actually, I don't have to lay them out. I can just alternate, but I want to make sure that the color is spread throughout the whole entire thing, because it is the same colors repeated over and over. If that makes any sense at all. It does in my brain. I'm a visual person. I like to see. Probably won't be long. It's later than normal for me, and my kids wake up too damn early. Okay, Heather. Well, if you gotta go, no big deal. I am going to be here until the rest of this is sewn, and then I'll show you guys the little Country Stars quilt, and then be out of here for the night. I wasn't planning on being on here forever today. I just wanted to get some stuff started at least, but I'll probably cut the rest of those orange ones off camera little by little as I can throughout the day. Come in here and tomorrow before I go live. That way it's done before I go live. Because I don't know if you guys want to see me in this much pain again during a live stream. Because there should be no more cutting after that. The only other thing to do is to make more 4 patches into with the leftover pieces. As much as I can. Like I said, the rest will go into my strings. I got the hiccups. I keep getting them over and over. That was really bad too, because that's really bad too, because when my valley fever was at its worst, guess what I got all the time? Hiccups. So if that darn mass in my lung is not shrinking, that could be the reason why I'm having so much hiccups lately. It happened all day yesterday too. That was one of my big symptoms, was the pressure on the diaphragm caused me to have so many hiccups. That one. This one will go with this one. This one, this one. Oh my goodness, I end with an equal number. Look at that. How wonderful, right? I'm going to snip them all apart, and I'll stay with you guys for the ironing for a second while we chat, and then that's it. Turn that thing back on. At least with the brown ones will be pretty much almost done. If I have to make more, I'll make more, because I have plenty of little squares left to make more. I'm cutting, stashing, and borders for my niece's disaster quilt. LOL. Hopefully it comes together better than it looks now. Question for everyone. I do not ever intend to sell quilts, so would a mid-arm be okay to buy, or should I get a 10-foot long arm? Well, and if you want to sit down in free motion, then a mid-arm, sit down mid-arm is good. If you feel you have the energy on a daily basis, or whenever you make a quilt, for the long, lengthy times of standing there to quilt on a long arm, moving your arms around instead of the quilt around, then go for a stand-up. I mean, it would be personal. Do you have the room for a 10-foot frame? Do you have, you know, not enough space, and a sit-down table is like perfect, you know? It's all on you. And then it's also with the rooms and the space and all the things that come with it. Do you have the money? Is a sit down more in your budget, or is a stand up more in your budget? Because you got to remember, sit down, you can get an 18-inch throat sit down machine, which they call a mid arm because you're sitting down, but technically it's a long arm. You can have that sit down machine, but it costs less than having the stand up machine, because you're also paying for the frame. So you got to think, where's your budget lie? You know what I mean? So yeah, you have a lot of things to decision-wise. And if you're not doing it for anyone else and you're just doing it for yourself, a mid-arm is just fine. Stand-up is just fine. I mean, both options are good options. That's my own personal opinion. I got tired of the shoulder and neck pain and back pain from sitting and going. If you don't have yourself sitting in the right position and you find yourself going like this while you're quilting, you know, free motion quilting, sit down, you find yourself doing that, it's not for you. Seriously, because you're just going to end up with more neck pain, more back pain, more problems, and we don't need any more problems. On the long arm, I don't ever find myself doing that. I'm really trying to pay attention, and even then I'm still standing up straight, you know, and one arm is being used and not both. So for me, at least, because I'm a one-handed quilter. But if you're not doing it for anyone else, and you just go for the value, whatever value you can find, just know that if you're making, you got to make at least, and this is just for personal use too, to make it even, for me, because I'm a budget person, to make it even worth owning a long arm or a mid arm, are you using it every day? Or are you making at least a quilt a month? 2 quilts a month would be better, but are you at least making a quilt a month? If not, I don't see a point in actually spending that much money for something that's just going to collect dust. So, I mean, you got to take into play. I can't even use mine 6 months out of the year, and I go crazy not being able to. So, I mean, you got to think of all the different scenarios of using it, and yeah, just know that there's got to be a reason for it to sit there. And if you're making more than 20 quilts a year, you know, then that's a good thing. You're using it all the time. it's well worth the money because they're expensive. If you're not, I wouldn't even bother. I'd keep on free motion quilting or going to a long arm or whatever everybody chooses to do, you know. That's just my personal, I threw it out there. I always give you guys my personal opinion. All right, let me press all these real quick. When do you know you go back for your follow-up appointment? I don't know when I go back for my follow-up appointment. He said just to call and make the appointment after the test was done because it takes 3 to 5 business days for them to get the results. The x-ray though is on a disc because I actually have the disc here. I could look at it myself if I wanted to, but I don't know what I'm looking at because I'm not a professional. I already know how I'm going to quilt the top for my niece's queen quilt. Get a 10 or 12 foot one. Why I did that too. Then I grew out of it quickly and had to upgrade to a bigger one. Yes, 10 to 12 feet is probably the best. Anything 5 foot and 8 foot frames, those are for people who only do throw and lap and baby quilts consistently. Those are the ones for people who are donating quilts on a consistent basis that are no more than 5 feet wide. So make sure it's something that, you know, if you plan to make queen quilts and you want to use your, for the long arm frame, and you want to use it, make sure you buy 10 foot or more because you're not going to be able to make a queen size fit on an 8 foot frame. Just not, unless it's a small queen, it doesn't fit it. Heading to bed, everyone. Have a great day. Okay, Kay, we'll see you next time. Be back. Oh, no, back there. Okay, my granddaughter's 2.5. Oh, no, Mama, we just hit the reindeer. Oh yeah, I will have room dedicated for it. I can't stand no more than 30 minutes. Do mid-arm have computer designs or just freestyle? No, mid-arms do not have computerized, but there is a new device that is on mid-arms now. I could tell you this because I go and see this stuff all the time. On it, okay, you guys know that a mid-arm is the throat like this, but it's turned sideways, right? So you would be facing it this way. There is this new thing that has a big, huge sensor plate in the throat space, this little sensor plate, and it senses when the quilt is moving, so it has a stitch regulator. So when you're moving that quilt with your hands, moving that quilt around, blah, 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 quilting, the stitch regulator goes. When you stop moving it and the sensors see that the quilt has stopped, then the machine stops. So there's no foot pedal required. You can have a foot pedal, but you don't need one. As soon as you move that quilt, then the little sensors will sense that you're moving it, and it has a stitch regulator. Isn't that awesome? So they have these new things on there. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty penny. I actually haven't asked the lady how much it is, but I've already played with it at the quilt shop, so I already know that they exist. But yeah, pretty sure it's a pretty penny for the added stuff, you know. But it comes on a regular same table and everything, but it has a bigger hole for the machine because it has the whole sensor thing in it, and it's really cool. It's nifty how technology has advanced enough to sense that you're moving a quilt on top of these sensors. Like, seriously. It's kind of cool. But stand long, you can get computerized long arm. Just know you're going to have to buy a cheaper machine with the computerized system to make the whole thing cheaper, because you're not really wanting to spend $20,000 to make 20 quilts a year. That's just not smart. That's not a smart idea. That is not a smart idea. Especially if you're going to get computerized, then, and you want it to be a smart idea, then plan to quilt for others. You just choose a thread, choose the pattern on a computer, and press go. Make sure your tension's good, blah, blah, blah. Make a couple extra bucks every year. But honestly, unless you're doing it for money, the computerized part is, I mean, I don't know, unless you're trying to get them done quick. But if you're not making that many quilts a year, it's still not worth it value-wise. But that's budget me talking. Other people might say different. But I'm a budget type person. I am on a budget. That way, or free arm. Me too. I do all freestyle. Mine is 12 feet. And yes, you have to stand. Yes. I stand. It doesn't bother me. I sit down when I need to sit down. I turn the frame off when I'm done. I don't stay out there longer than an hour at a time. You guys know this because you've seen me quilt a whole quilt in an hour. I don't stay out there for very long. I take my time. You know, when I do client quilts, I take my time on client quilts too. So I don't rush through anything. I just take my time and take my breaks because I know I need to. And if I don't, I really regret it the next day. And then you don't see me for 2 or 3 days outside because I've already overdone myself, you know? So you just got to make a smart decision. Go play with some machines though. See if you like sit down as opposed to stand up. I mean, most long arm dealers have the sit down mid arms and have the stand up long arms in their shops, and you can play with them both. See what you like the best. Are you looking forward to shoulder pain? Or are you looking forward to some neck pain or lower back pain from the standing too long, or leg pain in my case? It depends. The shoulder pain is going to be here if you're not doing it correctly. And the low back pain is going to be from standing long periods, you know. I get carried away when I'm out there. Let me tell you, sometimes I do. And it hurt. And that's just because I'm standing so long. But I definitely made a smart decision on going cheap and not getting computerized. Even though now is the time I wish I had a computerized system, because it would probably make all my more recent jobs go quicker. And I would have everything done that's hanging in the closet too. Because I wouldn't have to sit out there the whole entire time, probably. Because I could take breaks and sit down and read a book while it quilts for me. Actually, I wouldn't read a book. I'd play on the internet, but still, same thing. In the house at the coast and want to be able to finish bigger blankets quilted. Baby ones are okay. I hope to make 1 to 3 assorted size blankets. I don't enjoy free motion as much as I thought I would. Well, then I didn't really want sit down quilting. If you don't enjoy free motion quilting, you shouldn't purchase yourself a mid-arm. It's all about your budget too. Yes, exactly, Sue Ann. I don't enjoy free motion quilting on my tiny machine. Yeah, that's another thing, is if you don't enjoy it now on a tiny machine, that's why I tell you guys to go to the quilt stores and play with the bigger machines. They always have practice stuff there. You can also rent time on them to see, you know, I mean, say it's $50 to rent time to sit down for a couple hours on a machine. Bring your biggest quilt that you've made down there to quilt for those few hours on that machine, and see if it's as hard as it is on the little throat machine. You know what I mean? I've done queen size on this machine, no problem. I've also done queen size on this, but I take a lot of breaks. It took a whole year to do the queen size one on this. So I mean, it would have been better with. Has also been on a frame before, and this design, but then my frame space seemed smaller because the pole was right here taking up, you know, 1.5 inches right here, and then also it only could go so far. So it was like I was only able to quilt, you know, 6-7 inches at the most. You know, it was not worth it to me for this one to stay on a frame. And I took it off, and then the frame just sat out there because I couldn't find a machine that fit that frame properly, wheelbase wise. They were all not the right size. That's when I got the one I got now, and I love the one I have now. And I didn't even get a chance to play with the machine that I have now. I actually played with Handy Quilter instead, which is the same exact thing. They all the stuff comes from the Handy Quilter company up in Utah. So yeah, it all comes from the same place. I quilt, for the public year round, but it was pre-owned, which saved me money. And see, Sue Ann, I tried to find pre-owned, but there wasn't anything in my local area. The closest pre-owned that I found in my budget was up in Sacramento, California. That's a whole day's drive, the whole day to get there. And then I would have to stay in a hotel to show up at their place in the morning the next day to take it down. I would have had to bring a U-Haul truck and blah, 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 blah. It just would have cost much. And the next one I liked was a Gamel. I found a Gamel for like $7,300 with a Statler stitcher in Texas, and I couldn't get it because I couldn't get to Texas. It would have costed us another $1,000 to rent the U-Haul to do the whole back and forth to Texas thing to get it for me. So, and it was on a 12-foot frame as well. That would have been nice. So yeah, I never got to do that, but I tried for it when it came to saving money and getting a used one. Budget and used, but it would just be me mostly, so income not too bad. Could budget a long arm. And you got to also think another thing, most dealers for long arms, mid arms, and so on and so forth, they also have payment plans. So just know if you can't pay for it all at once right now, they have like 0 down for 22 months or something like that. I don't even know how long, whatever, depending on your credit. If your credit is really good, then you probably can have 0 down for like 30 months or something. Just pay little tiny payments for years, you know, kind of thing. With whatever APR, I don't know how that works because everybody's APR is different depending on their credit. So yeah, just gotta, you know, look around, see what you like, see what fits you. I would say go test them out first before you make any kind of decisions for yourself. Long arm is like butter. I love it. Yes, it is. Especially when they're like really easy to move around like mine is. Hi, Penny. Okay, that made my decision easier. Long arm it is. Yeah, because you could just take breaks and with a long arm like I do. I mean, you don't have to do the whole quilt in one day, in one sitting. Just to make it worth your money, how many quilts are you doing a year? You know what I'm saying? That's the only real thing to think about. How many quilts do you quilt in a year? Even if you're giving them away, obviously, but will it make it worth it? You know? So if you're $300 into fabric once a month, making a $400 quilt for a family member that you're just giving it to because everything costs so much. Once a month, you put a quilt on there, but you got to do at least 20 a year, not 12, 20. So every other month you're doing a second quilt, if that makes any sense. If you're doing that many quilts in a year, then it would be, the value would be there. You know what I mean? My little pamphlet that came with my long arm says that I needed to quilt 100 and no, was it 125? 225. I don't know. It was like 125 or 225 quilts at 15 cents per inch to pay off my machine. It was a lot of quilts. I've already surpassed that amount of quilts, just quilting them. Obviously, those weren't all for pay, but if they were, then my machine would be paid off. You know what I mean? Start saving now, and my ex will help me. He likes keep me happy since I do his errands and food shopping, etc. That works. Watch handy quilters on YouTube. They show different ones and tell you pros and cons. Exactly, Bonnie. Now I'm saving for a machine with a bigger throat space. Hi, Francesca. So on average, what does it cost to send a queen to? Well, it depends on the quilter. I'm 2 cents to 15 cents a square inch. 2 cents is my average, but like it's like 15 cents if you want really fancy. We're putting it in a show. We're gonna win awards with my quilting kind of quilts. Nobody really ever pays for that from me, but those are the things I do on my own. But I'm not a computer, so everything is from me, and I feel that is very fair for my area. But most of the time, it's just 2 cents a square inch. So a queen will run like 100 and I'm trying to think. It's like $190 to quilt in total, because I just did a smaller one, and I'm trying to think if I turned that into a queen, how much it would have costed. Plus, it also depends on if the person's sending me their batting and I'm not supplying it, or supplying it, because I have a batting charge if I supply it, because that means I have to go buy more rolls of batting and store them in the garage. I don't keep stocked anymore of anything that I don't use, since I don't really quilt for that many people anymore. I did last year and the year before, and I did when I had this machine. I quilted for a lot of people when this was on a frame. Then it slowed really down, and then 2020 hit, and I've only had a few people ask me to quilt for them. I've done a lot of my own though, so that's a good thing. Definitely a plus. Tiff as why it is made wide. All the ones I've seen. They have a Juki TL 2200 QVP. And then they have a new one now that is 21 inches. I don't know what that one's number is, but it looks really nice. But I found that they're really loud when I played with it at the quilt show. They're really loud. They're louder than my machine is currently that I have. And I didn't want a really loud machine. I still have a loud machine, but I didn't want a loud machine. But the Juki seemed a little bit louder. Like this thing. This is pretty loud too. They make quieter machines. $230 for a queen. Oh, wow, that's a lot for a queen. I don't even charge that much. I have a sewing machine Tiff has on a 10-foot frame. See, I didn't like mine on a frame. I hated it on the frame. I had tension issues and just, oh, it was horrible. I didn't like it. I don't think it was meant for that. Plus, I didn't have enough quilting space. Like, I needed room to flow up and down and around and side to side and not have to break thread every 10 seconds. It's nice meeting. Quilting is amazing. I wish I was that patient. I was thinking maybe baby blankets, few twins. As my grandkids get older, I want to make them queen size ones and some king queens for their weddings. So then definitely, I did king size on my 10-foot frame before I got my frame. So, because I had exactly 120-inch cloth. So I only had like, I don't know, almost 3 inches on each side. So I'd have to lift the quilt up because I float my tops. I have been since I've had frames. I'd lift the quilt top up so that I could insert my bobbin. Yeah. So I've done it where I've used from end to end of my leaders. I almost did on this one. You guys remember doing that Mariner's Compass. That was the backing fabric. The front was 120 by 120. The backing fabric was, I think I cut it at 130 or whatever. So that left me with like 7 inches on each side. I was really cutting it close. I had to move off the long arm frame, my bobbin winder and all my little knickknacks and tools that are right there on my frame, like the table part of it, because I used up the whole space. But I'm glad I got a 12-foot as opposed to another 10-foot. I'm happy that I went up one more size because now I can do even bigger. And I tend to make my quilts even bigger. Now mine, I have 2 layers of batting, but still with 1 layer, it was about 200. When my mom bought them, I could get it computerized. That was another 1,500 at the time. I said, no, now I wish I did, but I like freehand better than sit down on my other machine. Thank you very much for taking the time, everyone. And Tiffany, I have joint disease and other problems, so just to pass the time for me and give away all I make. Well, I have MS, and that's this is like, well, it's not just to pass the time anymore because I have you guys and stuff now, but the whole teaching thing. But at first it started as just a way to have therapy so that I wasn't thinking, because I'm very easily distracted. So, you know, quilting was definitely therapy. I would distract myself long enough to not hurt. Like I can train my brain to not feel the horrible amounts of pain that I'm in every day. So it was definitely a good decision when I changed up to the whole having a long arm, you know. What size was the quilt queen? It does not tell me. Oh, 90 by 90. It was queen size, and that's currently on my bed. Not measuring it right now. Right in 2 years from now, I won't be babysitting my 9 grandkids all week, and I'll have tons of time to quilt. Yeah, that will work too. You notice I have tons of time every day, and I don't have kids here anymore. I'm open and available all day, every day. Thank goodness I make 3 or 4 quilts a year. Long arming sounds expensive. Yes, it is very expensive. Well, can't tell you if that was a good price. Stop doing that, you stupid thing. I need to clean my studio. Custom quilt a queen panel for my cousin. I bought a wooden quilt frame that's wider than the one. The 12-foot is 10-foot. Don't want to modify, so I haven't. Oops. Oops, I am that one facing down because I'm not paying attention and I'm reading. Long rimming is well worth it if you want to quilt a lot of quilts. I quilted a lot in the first year I had mine, so it paid for itself. Exactly. That's where I'm getting at, is things paying for themselves. Even if you're not literally selling and quilting for other people, it still pays for itself, as in getting the quilts done and not having to send it to a long armor or put that much wear and tear on your body and joints and start aching and having more problems and seeing doctors more and so on and so forth. It makes it cheaper in the long run. Sharing my sewing space with my living room, furniture, and 3 big dogs. Can't wait to have my own quilt room. Well, all my kids moved out. That's the only reason why, except for one. And when that one moves out, I think we're going to just go with my plans of tearing this wall out and turning this house into a 2-bedroom. So in the future, it'll still have a sellable point. It'll still be sellable as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath instead of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So, and just make it a nice knockdown. You know, I'll make the closet bigger. You know, the bedroom closet will be nice size, and the hall closet will be changed out to the opposite one, and you know, to the other closet, because that's at the entryway of that bedroom. So it'll be a nice remodel. It won't be anything stupid. It'll look good. And all I'll be doing is just tearing the wall down. And then I'll have a super huge room, bigger than the living room. Because it'll be like, it's 11, so it'll be 11 plus 12, 23 feet that way by 10 feet this way. So it'll be a pretty big room. And let you drop you have. I'm sharing my sewing. Okay, I saw that I can easily do 2 quilts a month. I have a lot of lap quilts. My fat quarter shop subscription. I don't leave the house much. So 3 to 5 hours a night so that I can sew. I waited years to have my own sewing room. Kids had to go before I got my own. That's pretty much what it is here. It's awesome. It is. I just need to decide which company to start saving. Yeah, you need to go play with them first. I highly recommend going and playing with them first. Night, Heather. It takes 3 months to do a queen size quilt. Whoo! I live rent free with my son. I have a room, but buying a house at the end of the year, and will be transitioning to my 15-year-old. I have to stay busy. Can't go on cruises so much. Maybe put your long arm in his. It won't fit. The room is only 12 foot and my frame is 12 foot plus the couple extra inches on each side. Plus I need walk around space because I do use the back of my frame. Does Scott have a hobby? He did. The gym. He can't go to the gym no more because he got hurt his elbows a few years ago. Tennis elbow and, hold on, there's 2 different ones, tennis elbow and golfer's elbow. He has both in both arms, so he can't lift weights. He can do cardio and stuff like that, but he has bad knees, so it makes it hard to do cardio because he has bad knees. That's what he's disabled from the military, is just his knees are bad. So he doesn't have any other hobby besides hanging out with me and watching movies. I want to buy a new sewing machine. Just bought a Brothers 29285. See if I really like quilting. Definitely want to upgrade. He won't be fighting for that space. Oh no, definitely not. He already knows what we're doing. He wants his garage back. But he doesn't work on cars or woodwork or any kind of garagey type stuff. He just wants the garage to be big open area. Don't know why. It's a man thing. Don't ask me. He doesn't have any hobbies. Maybe he'll have one someday. His new hobby right now is ironing for me, which he, if he was awake, he would be doing. But he's definitely asleep because he isn't in here doing this for me. Doing it myself. I have the Capri 18 sit down. I tried to stand up, I couldn't stand long enough because bad knees. I got one knee replaced, which helped. So if it's 17 quilts since COVID started. See, that's good. That's a lot. Tiff, when you take the wall out, you will be able to leave your long arm inside all year. Yep, the long arm will come. I'll have to reconfigure it'll, because when it gets torn down, obviously the wall has to be filled in because there's the beams, you know what I mean, in the wall and all that stuff, and then the electrical have to be moved and or adjusted, or do floor plates. I don't know if I want to do floor plugs or like ceiling plugs maybe. But I want to paint the whole thing, put new covers on the windows, and make it my ideal space, nice and pretty. And then, you know, put new shelves. I don't want the shelves I have. I want to do like built-in type shelves, you know, or something. Like one wall is all fabric, one wall is all where my rulers and notions and whatever else goes, and then one wall all bolts of fabric, and then the long arm area, and then obviously this desk. Someday. CJ's got 3 more years, unless he moves out early like Maxine did, and get, you know, then it'll go faster. The only other option is putting the long arm in the living room and turning this room, like put all my quilting stuff in the living room and turning this room into the living room. But that would be kind of weird. You know, like if we have company and stuff, being crowded in this little room, it would be weird. It's not like they don't crowd in here with me anyway when there's company, because everyone wants to see what I'm doing here, but it would be awkward for family to be stuck in here in this little room. So it's better if I just take over his room and connect it to this room and have a 2-bedroom house. If it's only me and Scott, it don't matter. And I own it. I don't rent it, so I don't have to worry about asking anybody's permission to tear walls down or anything like that. I can do whatever I want, remodel whatever I want, upgrade whatever I want, as long as we have the money to do it. We have a 3-bedroom, but 2 of the rooms have college boys. I'll hold on to them as long as I can. And put the long arm sewing room in the living room, sewing room. Thanks, Anne. I've always done my own quilting. I've been quilting for 20 years. I love, love, love it. Sit down. It's okay. My shoulders and my hands kill me all the time. Good old arthritis. Can't relate it. See my kids leave home. And son, thinks to go move down. Same here. Kids when they move out. No hurry to kick them out. Arthritis in the hands. Never killing this year. Totally understand. Okay, let's put this ruler, this ironing thing back, and I am totally done ironing for now. So I have this wonderful stack of the brown ones so far. I don't know how many are here because I did not count. So my whole stack is right here. You can see there's quite a few. They're all different, so none of them are the same. So they're all mixed up. All different. Hopefully all different. They should be all different. And next we'll be cutting up all the orange and then combo, lay them out where this tapers down. I'm just going to general idea it right now. Where this comes down like this. And then the next one would be the orange ones. So it would be the orange ones coming down from this next row like this and like this and like this and like this. So it creates this cool Bargello effect, I guess. And so small that they are the size of dimes when finished. So there's that. That's a good idea. You should do it. Jim Samuel, both wrists had trigger thumb. That was the thing he thinks is wrong with mine, with carpal tunnel, both of them combined. but we're going to find out once I have my test. That was only the brown group. No wonder your wrist. Yeah, that was the browns. Tomorrow I will off camera, little by little throughout the day, cut up all the orange groupings. I am not doing it right now. No way in hell. I'm so done for tonight in here. Can't wait to see the minis all sewn together. They're just adorable. All right, so those that joined late, here is my Country Stars little mini quilt. It is 19.5 by 21. It is so adorable. I love it so much. I can't wait to finish it and hang it up because it is just so, it's so stinking cute. It just reminds me of some old rustic cabin in the backwoods with this hanging on the walls. I don't know why. Or like, I don't know. It's really cute. Really, really cute. So can't wait to finish that. Diagnosis all right at 17. It's crazy. All right, guys. So I am going to get off of here. I am going to go, I think I'm going to go soak in a Epsom salt bath, actually. Because that sounds good. And then cover this wrist with arthritis cream and the stupid brace thingy to stop me from bending it for the next like 4 hours until I fall asleep. So yeah, and then eat some snacks because I'm ready for snacks. Your trigger fingers no fun. Trigger thumb a few years ago, thankfully with therapy it worked stuff out. Yeah, my mother-in-law Scott's mom had trigger finger on both her fingers right here were stuck down like this. They could not move. They were stuck like that, and so she had to have some tendon release, but they cut her whole hand open for it. I don't know why they did, but they did it on both hands. But now her fingers do this again. It's so weird. It's so country. Love it. Didn't get smacked with mine until 41, but years later leading up to the pains that came with. Have a better night. Good night. All right, guys, so I will see you tomorrow sometime. Don't count on it being morning, noon, or afternoon or night, because I don't know when it'll be. It'll just happen when it happens. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and my appointment is at 5. So it might be before that, because the guy that is doing my test, he's in a wheelchair. So he's very disabled. He's a disabled doctor in a wheelchair. And so he takes a little bit longer. That's why his appointment is so late, because he probably gives everybody like a 2-hour slot because he wears out easily. But he's completely paralyzed from waist down. Anyway, but he's a good doctor, very good doctor. So he is doing my test tomorrow, and that's at 5. So either I'm going to come on before or way after. So I don't know. Whatever. And yeah, I'm just reading, seeing if I missed anything, and I didn't. All right, so I'll see you guys all tomorrow. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe, like, share my videos with your quilty friends, and I will see you later. Bye. Now I gotta go over here and do off. Here, on my way, I will come hold this up to the camera nice and close. Look at that. I'm blocking the light with my shirt. That's why it looks weird. Look at that. Aren't those so adorable? So adorable. So adorable. I love this quilt. So cute. So cute. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, all. Bye-bye.